Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are on our last lesson, and we're starting right where we started. We're on our last lesson about the fruit of the Spirit, but it will not be our last time we talk about this, will it? We will be talking about the fruit in the Spirit your whole life, because you will continue to bloom and to grow as you grow in the Lord more, right? Did you guys bloom and grow during this 10-week study? I know you did. I know you did. All right, so let's talk about it a little more. Did you guys notice that 2 times, not once, twice, during the call to worship, you know that time at the beginning of the church service where we read verses and we do it all together? Did you notice that 2 different times in the call to worship was the fruit of the Spirit? It was, and I heard lots of people doing their hand motions right along with us. All right, but hey, there are some other things I wanted to tell you about the fruit of the Spirit. Let me see. We talked about this from the beginning. We said this kind of fruit is good for what? Our tummies, right? Helps us grow, helps our bodies grow. The fruit of the Spirit is good for our hearts, right? It's good for our hearts. But today we have a different kind of fruit altogether. It's not apples or oranges or bananas. You know what it is? It's unexpected fruit. Dun, da, da, da. So Miss Kim has been talking about that, and she's been asking us so much, what is the unexpected fruit? What are the things that we didn't expect to happen during this crazy pandemic time, but did happen? And here's what happened. Are you ready for the news? Come on in, Mr. Chris. Because we have been doing videos, like when this first happened, I said, I'll do some videos. I'll do a video every day for the kids. And I thought it was going to be for 2 weeks. Guess what? It's been for 7 months, and I've loved doing it. So we've had so many videos that we get to have something very special. Are you ready for it? Drum roll, please. Nicely done. We are going to have our very own TVC Kids Nashville YouTube channel. That means you guys can go anytime you want to a safe kids channel where it's all just our videos. And so if you don't remember something we studied on the fruit of the Spirit, just go back. It's right there, super easy to find. So have Mom and Dad subscribe because that'll make it easier to find too. And you could find all our lessons about the fruit of the Spirit. You can see a bunch of our parables. You can see devotions. We have probably at least 50 devotions up already because I've been doing daily devotions. It's a great way to start your day and just so many things. So first off, I want to thank Miss Jenny and Mary Bess and Lauren and Tommy and Chris and Greg because they all thought it was important enough for them to spend some time and help us get this all ready. And they're continuing to work to get that ready for us. So guys, we have our own channel. It's a way you could share the Lord with your friends, and it's a way you could catch up on all these lessons about the fruit of the Spirit because, 12 minutes on Sunday is just not enough for me to share all the goodness about God that I want to share with you guys, right? And have you ever left church and Mom and Dad said, what'd you guys study today? And you went, blank. Guess what? That happens to adults too. Now, all you have to do is look back and say, I know what we studied. We studied thankfulness. We studied goodness. We studied faithfulness. Whatever it is, you guys will be able to find it on the YouTube channel. And Miss Jamie talks a little fast too. So if you would ever want to say, what did she just say? No, rewind it back and you got it. So much fun. So excited for this. Such a way for you guys to be able to hear the word and be able to share it with your friends and really dig in deep. So excited for that. Thanks again for everybody who helped. And we'll be adding on to it more and more. But let's do the fruit of the Spirit. Ready? Here we go. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. You got it? All right, those were the seeds. We've been planting the seeds for this 10 weeks into our hearts, knowing this is what God has given us to use, planting those seeds. And, when a farmer plants seeds, or Miss Jamie plants seeds in her garden, sometimes we don't know what the harvest is going to be. We don't know. Miss Jenny came over today and she was like, I saw those flowers blooming. They weren't blooming last week. There's always surprises. And that's kind of how our life is. When we plant the fruit of the Spirit in our life, we're going to be able to see how God uses that. How is he going to use that in the harvest for telling people about Christ, in the harvest for us using these things well to love others? All right, so let's go over them really fast. I've got a couple of props to get us started. What's the first one? Love. You remember it was love is patient, love is kind. You're right. And then love your neighbor, right? All right. Joy. Okay, let's joy. Yes, joy. We do not want to stay stuck down in our sorrow, do we? We want to turn to joy. In that verse that we studied, be joyful always. Pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you and for me. And I'm so excited about that. So let's make sure we're searching for joy. Let's be praying, be thanking. You could always find joy when you're thanking God, right? So joy. Let me see. Peace. Oh, do you remember there's 3 ways to be a peacemaker? Look at people through God's eyes, right? And then lift others up. Let them shine. And then forgive people. And forget, just like God forgets our sin, right? So those are 3 ways. Have you guys been working on being a peacemaker? So we've got love, joy, peace, patience. Oh, I loved this lesson. Do you remember Martha and Mary? It's all right. She was stirring and stirring and stirring. Martha just getting more and more angry in the kitchen. Why isn't Mary helping me? And Mary was just sitting out at the feet of Jesus. And when Martha finally tromped into the room and said, why is Mary not helping me? Jesus said, Mary's doing the right thing. Do you guys ever think that your job today might be just to wait on the Lord, just to be patient and wait and see what God has for you? It's amazing. It's amazing when you do it to see what he does. All right, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. Oh, have you guys been kind to people? You know what's really easy? It's really easy to be kind to your friends. You know what's not really easy? To be kind sometimes to your siblings. But what about people that are different than you? Who look different than you? Who speak different than you? Who have different beliefs than you have? When you guys don't agree, is it easy to be kind? That's what the Good Samaritan did, right? He was not a friend to the man on the side of the road. They were actually enemies. But he stepped in with ultimate kindness and took care of him. All right, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. Oh, I'm really excited about this one. Do you guys remember the book we talked about, The Squire and the Scroll? It is up on YouTube, the whole book. You can listen to it now. And we were talking about that verse, right? Whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, excellent, admirable, and praiseworthy. Think about these things. Are you guys focused on that? Think about these things in your life. Read the Squire and Scroll if you need some help. It's a fun way to learn about that, all right? Goodness, faithfulness. All right, when we talked about faithfulness, we picked out some great stories out of the Bible. Do you remember? Abraham, Moses, Miriam, Ruth. All right, dig up some of those stories. Go back to that video if you didn't see it or if you need to see it again. Look up those stories and read them with Mom and Dad. They're awesome stories of encouragement and faithfulness. They will get you through. Gentleness. How does the world see you? When you look in the mirror, does the world see you with a gentle heart? Does the world or your friends, people close to you or far away, do they see the Lord because of your gentle spirit? That's a big goal, but I think you guys could do it. I know you guys could do it. And finally, what we talked about last week, self-control. Put it on. Dress for success. Put self-control on before you leave the house or before you even talk to your family. All right, you might have to put it on in your own bedroom right before you start the day, right? It's not always easy to have self-control, but put it on just like you put on your clothes. Be prepared and say, you know what? I might be in a circumstance that's difficult. I'm going to put on self-control. I'm going to wait with some patience. I'm going to love people. I'm going to be kind to them, even if I don't agree with them. All those things are the fruit of the Spirit, and that's what's going to get you through. All right? What do you think? You think you guys got it? I know you've done a good job. All right. And your journals, you guys, you have those forever. So keep working on them. Sometimes you want to maybe look back in 3 months and see if your answers are still the same. See if God has answered any of the prayers that you've been praying about these things. It's a great way to review the fruit of the Spirit. Now, I've been watching you guys on lots of social media and talking to different ones of you, and I've been seeing something that you guys have been doing. And there's been several families, not only a couple, plenty of families, and you guys have been raising butterflies. I love that. You know, I love butterflies, and very often, even today, I don't know if you saw it, but a butterfly flew by during our lesson, right in front of the camera. So I hope you guys got to see it. But every morning I see butterflies, and we even have a girl coming to our yard who's studying butterflies for her master's degree. And so she's been coming to our yard to study the butterflies. They make me so happy. But it reminds me of how we're blooming and growing, right? Of how we're growing in the fruit of the Spirit. Because you guys know when you're raising butterflies, they start out with a little caterpillar like this, right? Yeah. And this is a pretty cute caterpillar. I'm a little angry at some of the caterpillars in my yard because they've been eating some of my vegetables. But I'm okay with it if they're going to turn into butterflies. Do we want to start and stay like a caterpillar? Or do we want to grow into a butterfly? That's what happens with the fruit of the Spirit, right? With the fruit of the Spirit, we don't just grow, but we can transform, all right? When we have the fruit of the Spirit in our hearts, God helps us, and we can transform from, remember how I was kind of talking about the babies not being patient or the toddlers knocking things down, right? We don't want to stay a baby. We want to grow in the Lord. Just like the caterpillar, we don't want to stay the caterpillar. We want to grow into the butterfly. The butterfly that people look at and are so cheered up. The butterfly that's so beautiful and looks through the flowers and brings joy, right? We want to be complete and whole and beautiful. So we want to grow like that butterfly. And I was thinking of it as I saw you guys raising them, which is so exciting. I was thinking about what is something, when you've got the fruit of the Spirit and you're working on it and you're trying, what is something that'll really get you going, really move you forward in your walk with the Lord? You want to know my answer? Come really close. You want to know my answer? Worship. It's worship. When you spend time worshiping the Lord, did you know that you were created not to be a butterfly? You were created to worship God. That's why He created all of us. And so when you want to grow, you want to bloom and grow, you want to get stronger in the Lord, what do? Worship God. Spend time with Him. I've had a really unexpected blessing, and for several days this week, I just woke up and I had a worship song in my head. And I feel like it was such a beautiful thing. God just planted that song in my head right before I would wake up, so that I woke up singing the words to a worship song. And we, again, are so blessed. All you have to do is go online and you could see our worship team is amazing. Tommy and Tom are leading, and Zach, they're just leading such beautiful songs and such great deep words. So I hope you guys will spend some time worshiping. I hope that this series through the fruit of the Spirit has helped you bloom and grow, helped you transform, helped you move forward. But the way to keep that going? Worship. Worship God. Do what we were created to do, and all these things will fall in place. You'll be encouraged. You will grow. You guys ready to do it? I know you can. Spend some time with your family worshiping this week. I love you guys. I'm so glad that I get to see you. I'm so glad that you'll be able to turn to that YouTube channel and spend some more time with our teaching there. And next week, I wanted to let you know, next week, have your pumpkin ready. All right? Next week is Pumpkin Parable Week. It's going to be fun. So have a pumpkin ready for next week. Go and have a great week. Spread the love of Jesus and worship the Lord. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.